welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Now, if you're watching Mr. Paul, Miss Mo, you're right in thinking that to the right hand side is your development. Yes, we were to the rear of your rather nice townhouse, which of course we know has a spectacular view because it's built into a mountainside, and you get a great view down towards the blue Mediterranean Sea. What are we doing up in Upper Peyia? Because that's where we are, if you're wondering. Well, we came to see a customer. He had a bit of a mishap with a gate post, so we're going to come and get his car tomorrow, steal it for a couple of days, bring it back, and then have a rummage around in his wallet. So where are we off? Well, we're going to wiggle down through mid Peyia and into lower Peyia, and then we're going to come out on the main road that links Paphos to Coral Bay and Peyia, and we're going to take a left, and then we are going to head towards Paphos. Did you see that bloody pothole then? Did you see the depth of it? Miss Dizzy Blonde, did you see that one? Luckily I'm in a Land Cruiser, otherwise I think it would have bloody eaten me. Unbelievable, the potholes. Anyway, that's the rant over. The roads in downtown Paphos, wherever you are absolutely Sherlock Holmes. Now, if you're new to the channel and you are pondering, what the hell does Sherlock Holmes mean? Well, it actually means S-H-I-T. And it goes back a long time ago to when the channel first started, and I was jibber-jabbering outside somewhere trying to get the pronunciation correct, and of course I can't, and Miss Otching receiving a booth. That's Miss Marika, my partner in crime, was about to swear, and she replaced the swear words with Sherlock Holmes. So from that day on, if anything is not very good, we refer to it as Sherlock Holmes. Why? Because we are a nice clean family channel. All we want to do is have a little bit of fun and a little bit of monkeying around. So we're wiggling and waggling. Very difficult to explain to you where we are if you don't know where we are, but of course if you know where we are, it's very easy to explain where we are. So slowly but surely we are coming to the rear of the football stadium, and there's a bit of an idiot. There you go. Great difficulty controlling his vehicle. He'd have had a better chance if he had both hands on the steering wheel, but of course one hand was stuck in his ear or something like that. Anyway, rant over. There we go. Obviously late for his frappe. So we are going to come out to the rear of the Peyia football stadium. Yes, Peia's got its very own football team, and I believe 2 or 3 years ago it actually won the football league for, I think, Paphos, perhaps even the whole island. I don't know. I don't follow football that well, but I understand that they are quite a good football team. So where are we now? Well, we're descending quite rapidly towards the blue Mediterranean Sea, and I'm sure that you can see that in the very distance. I'm just going to go and check on the sofa to see who's in town today. And don't forget, if you want to get yourself onto that sofa, you tickle me and I'll put you on that sofa, that's for sure. Miss Dawn, Mr. Sean, and of course Miss Anne and her man Mr. Roger, they'll be there. I think Mr. Doug has finished his house maintenance and cleaning and that kind of stuff, so he's pouring himself a rum and coke, chucking the ice in it, and of course squeezed in amongst all of them is my 2 furry friends, Miss Daisy the Cypriot cat, who's been abducted, who now lives in downtown Manchester, and of course her partner in crime, a wonderful little doggy known as Bobo. What a great name for a dog. Although my cat would disagree, because we've got a cat called Bobo as well. Anyway, where are we? Well, we're joining the main feeder road, which takes you up and down to Peyia. At the moment, that road is having a little bit of renovations going on, that's for sure. So anyone who knows Peyia understands that that road has been dug up for quite a few months, and they're promising that it'll be ready for the summer. Now, on about digging up and dug up and all that kind of stuff, big diggerings, well, there's a lot of big diggerings going on in the downtown Cato Paphos Harbour area and along the Lighthouse Path, of course, as well. So as time goes on, we are going to bring you updates, and we're going to pop down there a couple of times a week, and hopefully there'll be some exciting news coming soon, and hopefully it'll be all ready for early summer, kicking and licking and getting ready to give all the love in the world out to the wonderful people that like to come to Paphos for their holidays. Now, that's the Eco petrol station. Got quite a nice coffee shop, and probably the best car wash in the Peyia area, I would say. Probably they do a very good car wash indeed, and they take that little bit extra pride and that little bit longer than most of the car washes. So rather than twiddle your thumbs, you can go and sit in the sister's coffee shop, Miss Andrea, that's her name, yeah, Miss Andrea, and have yourself a coffee or a bacon roll. And I'm not referring to you, Miss Andrea, and York Barrow number 1, Mr. Mart. No, you are a totally different Miss Andrea indeed, and possibly my favourite, that's for sure. And we're looking forward to seeing you next week, or the week after I think it is. We'll get you that blonde wig on. Mart's going to get into blue, and me and Marika will take a week off. That's what we're going to do, and you can wiggle and waggle up and down the Paphos Promenade and the dilapidated knocked 7 bells out of harbour, and well, keep the family happy and laughing and joking and that kind of thing. So where are we now? Rapidly coming to the end of our descent from Uptown, Midtown Peyia, and we are now in Lower Peyia, and we're going to join the main Paphos to Coral Bay Road. That's Buy Sell, the biggest property seller in Paphos, right in front of us, and that's the sun setting in the sky to the rear. If we were to go right and then immediately left, we would go onto the Coral Bay Strip, but we're not going to do that. We're going to take a left and we're going to head out towards Paphos town. Why are we going that way? Because we're going home. We've had a long day, we've made a couple of bob, and we've delivered and collected a few cars. There's a few happy customers who've had their cars back, and there's a few unhappy customers who've had their cars stolen, because obviously either they're in for some kind of maintenance or body work because they've had a mishap or something's gone wrong. But don't worry, in a couple of days we will be returning their vehicles, having a rummage in their wallets and their purses and seeing if we can rob them blind, but they'll be happy and they'll come back again and again. So this is the stretch of road now that joins the Coral Bay area to the downtown Kisonaga traffic lights. You've got the Bayside kiosk at those traffic lights, and of course anyone who is familiar with the area understands that the CU Beach Bar is there as well. A very, very popular beach bar indeed, closed through January and February, but of course it'll reboot in March and everyone will party on down there through the summer season, that's for sure. Now, I think the sky tonight looks absolutely spectacular. We've had 3 or 4 days now of persistent rain, and I hear they are even kayaking and canoeing down the main boulevard in Uptown, but luckily that Paphos has escaped. Although a Geica the other day did get a bit of a battering, and of course you did witness us doing a bit of aquaplaning and that kind of thing. Anyway, back to the video. The blue Mediterranean Sea, that is to the right hand side, and that is downtown Kisonaga, right in front of us. And if you're looking for the perfect place to come for a holiday with the sunset in mind, it's been rumoured that the greatest place to view the sunset is from downtown Kisonaga. Now, as you can see, to be honest, everyone is driving quite sensibly. I think perhaps over the last 3 or 4 days, many people have had near misses, skidded here, skidded there, aquaplaned on roads in our Geica. Who knows? But it seems to have scared the living daylights out of them, and they're all driving quite sensibly and keeping at their distance, shall we say. So, coming up on the right-hand side, CU Beach Bar, and there's a bus stop there, advertising Santa Maria's Fish and Chips. That's on the Coral Bay Strip, by the way. Possibly the best fish and chips in the downtown Peyia area. If you're looking for fish and chips in Paphos, well, there's nowhere better than T&J's. That's right across the road to the Almira Hotel and right at the top of Bar Street. Across the road to the Keg and Barrel and next door to the Memories Bar. And great fish and chips indeed, that's for sure. And Miss Andrea, Mr. Mart, when you come out, hopefully it will have reopened. I'm not sure if it will, but I hope it will have done. And if it has, you're going to sample some great fish and chips indeed. But unfortunately, the bill is going to scare the life out of you, because it's probably about twice what you're used to paying in downtown Norfolk. Certain things in Paphos are very expensive, like blue jeans, blue jackets, blue baseball caps, and blue sports shoes or trainers, whichever you choose to call them. Anyway, I'm looking forward to my birthday present, Miss Andrea. It's got a nice bit of blue on it and a nice emblem badge, but I won't spoil the surprise. I'll wear it on my birthday to let the world know that Miss Andrea has remembered Mr. Paul's birthday. She's also remembered Miss Oching-Grasiviana Booth's birthday. And everyone's wondering, what the hell is he on about now? Well, Marika's birthday is on the 22nd of January, so that's not far away. My birthday's on the 25th of February, so that's not far away. And in between that is the anniversary of the channel on the 7th of February. So we're going to have a bit of monkeying around over the next few weeks, that's for sure. Where are we now? Well, this is the Cassoniga traffic lights in Midtown Cassoniga. If you take a left, you would go up and wiggle into the older town of Cassoniga, and if you took a right, you would go down to the blue Mediterranean Sea with a great view of the sunset, by the way, and also the Christiana, I think that's sort of Cynthiana Hotel. I think that's how you say it. Anyway, either side, parades of shops and of course some luxury villas. So if you've got a couple of bob, one of these villas could be the perfect villa for you. You've got the Atlantica something or other hotel, which used to be called something else. Very nice hotel indeed, by the way. So if you are booking in there, let us know. We might go and have a mosey on down, because I don't think that we've been in there yet, and they haven't thrown us out yet. So this bit of road now takes us towards the downtown Clorica area, and there's quite a few resorts in there and shops and bits and bobs, so when we get there we'll name one or two. And I think now you can see that golden glow in the sky, and it's truly beautiful to see. On camera it looks amazing, in real life it looks even better still. It takes your breath away. So here we are, we're entering downtown Clorica. That's where we are. We're getting flashed, so there must be some Gumbarus in blue moseying on down, that's for sure. So let's hope they don't spot this thing that's sticking in the hand, because it's still customary around Cyprus to flash when there are police about. So what I can now see is there is a police speed camera van parked up. Someone asked the other day, do we have cameras? Well, we don't have cameras yet on traffic lights or fixed cameras. What we have is these little vans that park up and take pictures of you if you're using mobile phones and speeding and all that kind of thing. But as I've said many times, I don't tend to speed, so it's very hard to catch me on one of these little camera vans. So here he is parked up, as you can see. You've got a couple of bollards around him, and they have to put warning signs out 150 metres either way of the camera. So to be honest, if you do get caught speeding by one of these mobile camera vans, you've got to be a complete and utter idiot. And apparently they catch around about 1,000 people a day. So that says a lot about the driving in downtown Paphos. So you've got people flashing you, you've got warning signs everywhere, and they are very highly visible marked vans. But somehow around about 1,000 people a day manage to get caught speeding. So there we go. Rant over. Where are we now? This is the downtown Clorica traffic lights. If you were to go left, you'd go up to Uptown Clorica, and if you'd have gone right, you'd have gone straight into the St. George Hotel's main foyer, that's for sure. Plenty of shops and businesses around here, by the way. Cafe Me, themed on a double-decker bus, and then that's the refreshed 24-hour kiosk supermarket. So anything you might want, you're going to get in there. If you want a rampant rabbit or that kind of thing, you might want to pop into Premier Electrical on the left-hand side there. And now, slowly but surely, we are starting our descent into Paphos town itself. We're going to hit Paphos in about a minute or so, and the first part, of course, will be Tomb of the Kings, and that's a dual carriageway part, and that takes us to the Paphos Mall and beyond. And it's going to be a great view, that's for sure, because I can see that sky and it looks truly spectacular. Have a look at that. So technically this is still Lower Clorica, by the way, if you're curious to understand. And the last part, really, the last focal point, should we say, is the Eliaphant Hotel, the King Eliaphant Hotel, or we call it the King Elephant Hotel. There it is. My cousin James stayed there. His beautiful wife, Miss Karina, she stayed there, and of course their daughter, Miss Darley, stayed there as well. And on top of that, one of our superstars, Mr. Tom, who loves to play games. Well, we bumped into him there in the summer, and we had a bit of a chin wag and a chat. Superstar, and he's always complaining about the dreary weather back in the UK. Big shout out to you, Tom. Hope you keep him warm over there in Blighty. And if I was you, I would turn the central heating up, because apparently there's a bit of a cold blast going to be coming into town. Now, the sign coming up now tells us Paphos. There we are. We have officially crossed the border, and we are now in downtown Paphos. This is the tomb of the King's area. So, feast your eyes and digest. Oh so sweet. Get your jumper onto the cushion. Lord Nigel Big Guns, have a little slurp, because the road surface, to be honest, is a little bit Sherlock Holmes. Now, Mr. Craig, one of our new superstars, the HGV driver, he used to reside in downtown Clorica, and apparently he had a hand in the building of the Capital Coast building, and that's the building over there, the resort that backs onto the blue Mediterranean Sea, just over there to the right hand side. And he moseyed on down, and in fact his father's ashes are scattered along the Clorica beachfront, and I bet your dad has a great view every single day, that's for sure. Coming up now, that's the Lidl, that's the downtown Lidl on the left hand side, which means across the road is the Venice Beach 5-star luxury hotel, and on top of that there is a great beach to the rear of it as well. And guess what, it's called Venice Beach, and it's a great beach, bit of sand, and it's a sheltered area, and the sea is absolutely spectacular. It will truly take your breath away. So I think it's about that time. I'm going to say thanks for watching, and of course if you do like what you see, please hit the like, click subscribe, and why not come back for that little bit more of my madness. And if you really want to help the channel grow, please click through to our about page, where you can consider buying us a coffee by clicking on the buy me a coffee icon and getting your plastic flexible friend out or whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. There you go, Miss Andrea, on the right hand side. That's Tomb of the Kings, KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, finger looking good. Lovely. Thanks for watching.